Alright, you lot. So, if you went over to Mortal Kombat 1's website today, you'll have seen that they released a bunch of new renders of all the characters that they're currently revealed in Mortal Kombat 1. And with these renders, they give them a short little blurb about their involvement in the game, what they're doing in the story, you know, just a little bit of a snippet. The characters that are included are Raiden, Liu Kang, Tana Melina, Johnny Cage, Kung Lao, Sub-Scorpion, and Kenshi. I think that's all of them, but I might be missing one of them, but if I've missed one of them, we're just going to see it in a second anyway. But with the information they've given us, it kind of allows us to start hypothesizing about where the story is going to go in this game. Obviously, Ed Boon has said things are going to change. Liu Kang has reset the timeline. It's not going to be the same story as before. So let's have a look at each character and see what sort of predictions we can make, what sort of ideas that they've given us by what they're saying, basically. The link in the description, so yeah, check it out. It's easy to get to anyway. First up, we've got God of Fire, Liu Kang. Let's have a look at his thing. And it says, having won control of the Hourglass, Liu Kang restarted history. He neutralized the threats and the dangers that had come before, crafting a new era in which all things would have the opportunity to find peace. But that peace is now threatened by an enemy that Liu Kang could never have anticipated. It would take all of his wisdom and experience to save not only Earthrealm, but all of reality. Right? He's saying that he couldn't have anticipated it. Who in the original timeline did Liu Kang not meet that could also just ruin everything? Maybe like, did he meet Onaga? I don't think he met Onaga, so it could be like Onaga, or he could just be being an idiot and thinking that because, you know, all of his stuff got sorted by him, that Shang Tsung couldn't exist. So I'm going to go with Shang or Onaga being the enemy that Liu could have never anticipated. Maybe Shang specifically is like, you know, with the light you need the dark and the immovable object and unstoppable force, and that you need one without the other. Yin Yang. That's what I'm talking about. Yin Yang. Shang is the yin to Liu Kang's yang. That's what I'm saying. So maybe it's just an impossibility to remove him out of any timeline. It could also be a bit of a play on words here, because it says it will take all of his wisdom and experience, right? Liu Kang has got minimal experience being a god of fire, like minimal. But think about Raiden. Raiden was defender of Earthrealm for how long? For a long time, and he was messing things up left, right, and center. Liu Kang is the new god of fire, new god of time, whatever, starting the timeline. He's gonna mess it up. I think that's what it's gonna be. Liu Kang is just gonna mess it up. Always seems to be whoever's in control just messes it up. Raiden messed it up. Veronica messed it up. Liu Kang, it's your turn. That's where I'm going. That's what I think is going to happen. And then eventually it'll probably just like come full circle and everyone's going to start beefing because Liu's just messed everything up. Alright, so now we got the Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei, Bi-Han, Sub-Zero. I'm really feeling this character in this game. He is sick. Like, this is the coolest Sub-Zero ever, I think. Let's see what they're saying. Alright, as the Lin Kuei's Grandmaster, Sub-Zero leads his ancient warrior clan in the defense of Earthrealm from external threats. For centuries, it's been their solemn task. But Earthrealm hasn't been threatened in generations, and Sub-Zero sees no point in limiting his clan to preparing for dangers that may never come. Under his leadership, the Lin Kuei will come out of the shadows and fight for its place as one of Earthrealm's greatest nations. Okay, so my camera may have died, whatever. I'll stick a stupid picture of myself in the corner. However, the important takeaway from Sub-Zero's information is Lin Kuei are there to defend Earthrealm from external threats, right? Okay, for centuries they've been doing this. And it's saying that Earthrealm hasn't been threatened in generations. If they haven't been threatened in generations, does that mean that the Mortal Kombat tournament doesn't even exist in this timeline? Because just by its nature, the Mortal Kombat tournament is an external threat to Earthrealm. The whole point of it is to defend Earth from anyone, or not even Earth. It's just to defend your realm from the next realm that's trying to rob you. They've also chosen to call the Lin Kuei here a nation, so that's a big step up from what it was before, which is just like a clan, isn't it? So, are they really that big now? Like, what? How are they in the shadows if they're a nation? I don't know. It's leading to a lot more questions than answers with what we got with Sub-Zero here. And another source of all of these questions is Scorpion, who currently seems to be a character surrounded in a bit of mystery. So let's see what they're saying about him. Revered Lin Kuei warrior Scorpion. Like his cherished father, Scorpion is dedicated to the Lin Kuei and his defense of Earthrealm. When his father died, Scorpion was bereft. Though he took pride in knowing that his brother, Sub-Zero, would succeed their father in the Lin Kuei's Grandmaster, as the Lin Kuei's Grandmaster. But Sub-Zero's unprecedented moves to cast off the Lin Kuei's traditional duties have frozen Scorpion's enthusiasm. Nice pun, nice play on words, ha ha ha. He fears that he may one day have to battle his brother for control of the Lin Kuei's legacy. Right, now there's a few things to pick up from this as well. Obviously the one that people have been talking about the most is Scorpion Kuai Liang? And Kuai Liang was the original second Sub-Zero, right? So this Sub-Zero here is Bi-Han. Bi-Han was the original Sub-Zero in the original timeline, so that's still the same. However, there is no Kuai Liang that we've seen in this timeline, but it would make sense for Scorpion to be Kuai Liang, because he is brothers with Bi-Han still in this timeline. But the thing I want to know is, their dead father, right? So they're both upset about their father, right? It doesn't say, I don't think it said anything about Bi-Han saying anything about that, but when we played the stress test, he was saying things about how his father died. I think maybe, since Bi-Han is Sub-Zero in this game, Kuai Liang could be Scorpion, and there would be a space left open for a Noob Saibot. Maybe Noob Saibot would be their father. Maybe you could come back as Noob Saibot. That's a possibility. So let's just say for a second that this is Kuai Liang. That leaves us with the question, where is Hanzo? Because he's meant to be the sworn enemy of the Lin Kuei, right? Does he not exist in this timeline? Or what if this Scorpion here is Hanzo? That then opens up the question, where's Kuai Liang? You see, it's a double-sided like problem. One of them is missing somewhere, and we don't know which one it is yet. And there is also another thing I've noticed. You know how in the original timeline, this is something that actually carries over and doesn't change. In the original timeline, there was always the battle at the top of the Lin Kuei with the Grandmaster about them wanting to change it in a way that the subordinates did not want. So if you look at the original timeline, Sector becomes Grandmaster and wants to cyberize the whole clan. Alright, so and then everyone below that is not really feeling it. Or they either join him, escape, or just get done in, don't they? That's like that's the way it goes. Here we've got Bi-Han, who's like, yeah, we're coming out of the shadows, boys, and he's like, no, hold on. Scorpion's like, nah, mate, I ain't feeling that. So what's going on? So that's something that seems consistent with the Lin Kuei. So Liu Kang can't change the timeline so perfectly that they get rid of the fundamental flaws in the characters or the scenarios. Maybe that's a theme. I think that's going to be a theme. You can't change everything perfectly. It's going to have some fundamental issue in everything. And it's clear that this is the way things are going because you can see in the Princess of Outworld, Kitana, right? And her thing says, Kitana has one purpose in life, to aid and protect her older sister, Mileena, as she prepares to rule Outworld one day. The steady-handed Kitana ignores the calls of those who advocate that she should replace her impulsive sister as heir. Instead, Kitana will defend the realm by fighting to make Mileena the best empress possible. She will also fight to hide her dark secret that could end her sister's reign before it begins. Right, the first thing that I pick up here is that she is labelled as the Princess of Outworld, not the Princess of Edenia. Right, so that's assuming that Outworld, I don't know, is alright. Like, and if you look in the trailer, when they're like rolling through in whatever their royal carriage is, it looks like it should be Edenia. Because Outworld's normally pretty miserable, isn't it? But at the same time, if you did the Kitana mirror match in the stress test, she was saying, yeah, Outworld's pretty messed up. It's worse than, it's basically hell.
Your Outworld sounds like a hellish place. It might as well be part of the Netherrealm.
So, that's a change there. And of course, the relationship with Mileena is different. Mileena is no longer a clone. She's actually a sister.
My Mileena's not a clone, we are sisters. Someone has been feeding you lies.
So, and she's the older sister as well. So she's not a clone, and she's the older sister. Whereas in the last timeline, Melina would have obviously been the younger one, and not a sister. So they're changing up just fundamental core elements of characters' relationships. But I'm just going to assume it's all going to go bad because of the dark secret, right? And the fact that it could end the reign before it's even begun. Plus, Kitana's personality here is also a bit different to how she used to be. Before, she used to be more like a freedom fighter sort of character. You know, like, Shao Kahn's taken over everything. It's all gone bad. I need to sort this out and bring everything back to... I need to restore the peace. Whereas here, she seems to be... I need to empower the sovereignty of Outworld, which is also a bit of a different direction. She's not the freedom fighter. She's more of a support character rather than like a head sort of character. You know what I mean? I don't know if I've articulated that well enough. Comment about it, but you'll probably understand what I mean. Right. So next up, we've got the clown, 21st century action hero Johnny Cage, and they're saying, like many stars before him, Johnny became addicted to his fame. He came to measure himself by his fans' adoration and the praise of him on social media. But with his star now fading, Johnny Cage is fighting an uphill battle to remain relevant. He joins Liu Kang's Earthrealm champions, hoping that it will provide his career and his fame a desperately needed boost. Now, if you're a proper MK nerd, you know that this story here, right, and I quote, he joins Liu Kang's Earthrealm champions, hoping it will provide his career and his fame a desperately needed boost. That links directly into what he joined the tournament for in the first Mortal Kombat film.
The best fighters in the world are invited. You win the tournament, you win their respect.
It was like, yo bro, you're looking pretty washed. Join this tournament, show them your moves, show them there ain't wires and smoke and mirrors and that, and you'll be famous and relevant again. Boom. Same thing here. So, yeah, Johnny is a bit of an open-ended one. I don't know where he's going to go with this. Because they made him super relevant for a certain period of time in the original timeline. And then kind of whatever. I don't know, he's a character that goes a bit back and forth, so it's kind of hard to call what's going to happen with him. But obviously you can still count on him being comic relief. So that's a safe bet with Johnny Cage. He'll still be there as a comic relief. Unless they change that. That'll probably be the biggest U-turn in Mortal Kombat history. Johnny Cage, not comic relief. Can you believe it? Moving along, we have Kenshi Takahashi, restorer of his family's name. Restore the Takahashi. And they're saying about him, once one of ancient Japan's most honoured families, the Takahashis were decimated in battle. They lost everything, including the emblem of their power, the revered sword Sento. Those who survived joined the Bakuto, a predecessor of the Yakuza, for its protection. 5 centuries later, Kenshi is raised on the stories of his ancient family's exploits. Detesting his corrupt Yakuza life, he pines to free the Takahashis from the Yakuza's grasp and restore their name. But for his family to follow him, Kenshi must first fight to prove that he can lead. His first battle is to find and retrieve Sento. So, first off, he's part of a Yakuza family, which he's not into. So, he's got the bad man side in him, but he's not actually a bad man like that. He ain't about that life. They will only follow him if he can find Sento. So, in the original timeline, he was fooled into finding Sento by Shang Tsung, who then blinded him and took the souls from within the sword. In this timeline, we've already seen from the trailer that Johnny Cage has Sento. So first off, why has Johnny got Sento? And how is Kenshi going to go blind if it's not led on by Shang Tsung? So there's a hole in the plot right there that we don't know right now. So, because we do know that he ends up blind, we just don't know how he ends up blind. And we know that it looks like that it's not Johnny Cage that has Sento. So there's something in the middle here we just don't know yet. It's our boy Kung Lao. Let's see what they're saying about him. Okay, right. Youthful warrior with dreams of glory, Kung Lao. Come over here. Alright. Born and raised in the village of Fengjian, Kung Lao has spent his life toiling in the fields. It has been an honourable life, if not a glorious one. Kung Lao's greatest fear is that his life will amount to nothing. He prays fervently that he will be called on to do something bigger. His prayers are answered when he is asked to join the champions of Earthrealm. As a warrior fighting for its honour, Kung Lao knows that his victories will be long remembered. A couple of things I want to pick up from what they're saying about him here that kind of reminds me of the great Kung Lao and Kung Lao that we know from the previous timeline. So, it says, as a warrior fighting for its honour, Kung Lao knows that his victories will be long remembered, right? So, in the past timeline, the great Kung Lao is long remembered, right? He is like, everyone gives him his flowers, like, yeah, the great Kung Lao was sick, Goro messed him up, but he was the one, right? That whole thing that they're saying that he knows his victories will be long remembered is a very great Kung Lao-esque sort of statement to make. However, the other statement that is made kind of reminds me of the future Kung Lao, which is his greatest fear is that his life will amount to nothing, which is the search of pride, right? Dreams of glory. It's the same sort of thing. So he sort of reminds me of both of the other Kung Laos mashed into one in this sort of little introduction to him. But we don't know what's going to happen with him. We'll see. Hopefully he gets to do what he wants to do this whole time, right? Sort it out. Kung Lao has needed to be the guy for a minute, right? Or just put the great Kung Lao in and let him do the job, because obviously they ain't going to let this one do it. Something like that. Okay, so we're moving along to another fan favourite. One that imagine if they don't ever put her in a game, you know, Ed Boon's going to get tweeted at. Put her in the game, Ed Boon. Melina, right? Heir to Outworld's throne. Melina. My bad. See what they're saying about her. Okay, alright, so. Born mere seconds ahead of her twin sister, Melina is the rightful heir to Outworld's throne. But even so, there are those who distrust Melina's impulsiveness. They whisper that Kitana, with her steadier hand, should replace Melina as the heir to the throne. As Melina fights for legitimacy, she hides a horrible secret. She is infected with the dreaded and lethal Tarkat disease. Were her affliction found out, Melina would be forced into battle to save her throne. This hasn't been the case ever as long as Kitana's been around, right? Kitana's always the heir to the Outworld throne, or the Edenian throne, whatever. Straight up switch around for this one. So there's that. He's the older sister. Was mentioning that when we was talking about Kitana earlier, how Kitana's normally the older one by default, but she is the original, Melina's the clone. So the clone storyline seems to just be gone. They're supposed to be, well, Kitana's the supportive one, and they're supposed to be like friendly, I guess, from what I'm reading here. But people are whispering in Melina's ear. Who is whispering in her ear? Don't know. But the thing that is probably biggest to take away from this is she is infected with the dreaded and lethal Tarkat disease. Right? That is obviously this timeline's take on Tarkatan. So does that mean that Tarkatans don't exist? Is there no Baraka? Is there none of his people? Like, is that whole race gone, or is this the start of the race? Are they born of a disease? That's an interesting one. I'm gonna have to see more. Gonna have to wait longer to find out about that one. That one's got potential to have quite a big importance to the whole storyline, really, because that's a whole race of. It's like saying, what if Goro is also just a disease? What if you just happen to get 4 arms? Or you just happen to spawn out 4 arms because you're, I don't know, someone farted in your pillow or something? You don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. And the final character we have here is Champion of Earthrealm, Raiden. Let's see what they're saying about him. In the village of Fengjian, Raiden was known for his kindness and his charity. He was happy to spend his days tending to the fields, as well as to his family and friends. So when he was asked to leave Fengjian and become one of Earthrealm's champions, Raiden hesitates, but he soon realized that to best serve his village, he must join them. As threats to Earthrealm mount, Raiden must mature into the great warrior that Liu Kang knows he can be. Sort it out. This is meant to be your champion of Earthrealm. He's the chosen one. He ain't even the chosen one. What are you doing? He was supposed to be the chosen one. Oh my god. Alright, whatever. So we go back to Raiden, right? So Raiden is now Liu Kang. That's pretty much what they've said here. Raiden is Liu Kang. I mean, even look at him, right? He's looking pretty like standard guy. He's standard, man, isn't he? Like, he's Liu Kang. Liu Kang was standard good guy. He looks like a Liu Kang archetype. He's gonna have the powers and all that. He's champion of Earthrealm. He's a goody two shoes. Like, oh, he's known for his kindness and charity. Kindness and charity. We're done with the kindness and charity. No more, no more. I'm going evil characters now. This ain't it. You ain't gonna give my boy his spotlight. So that's it. We're just going evil characters. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting carried away. So yeah, he's a goody two shoes, and to do the best for his village, he listens to Liu Kang and goes off and becomes one of the champions of Earthrealm. It's basically role reversal with Liu Kang and Raiden from the original timeline. That's pretty much all I got from this. Role reversal between Liu and Raiden, and they've just kept Kung Lao under their boot. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. But whatever, we'll deal with it. We'll just pick the most evil character. So to conclude this video, I'm going to say the themes of all of these characters and their relationships are still there. So you got, alright, let's have a look. You got Raiden and Liu Kang, right? They've swapped, but the dynamic is the same. It is still god of whatever element, right? And student champion of whatever realm. And goody two shoes, Mr. Know-It-All, right? We've still got Sub and Scorpion. They're gonna have some sort of feud. They're alluding to a feuding, right? Same thing with Tana Melina, right? So they're still sisters. They're actually sisters now. So they're sisters, but this time Kitana is the underling, sort of. We've got Kung Lao. He's still getting slapped about. He's probably gonna get his neck broken, no doubt, because that's what they like to do with him. Like say, oh look, I'm Kung Lao. He'll do something sick and then get his neck snapped. Kenshi, he's probably the one with the biggest difference, but at the same time it's still the same, right? So he's looking for his sword, something happens, he goes blind. Right, that's the way it goes with Kenshi from the sounds of this, because we know he goes blind because they talk about him being blind in the stress test, but we haven't seen him go blind. It's like I was saying earlier. Johnny Cage, he is MK1, the film, the first Mortal Kombat movie, the film, I mean, he seems to be following that sort of path, which will be good. I think that's good for that kind of character. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's my prediction of what this means for these kind of characters. Obviously, it's just a prediction, it's a guess, it's my read. Maybe I'm 100% right, maybe I'm 100% wrong, but whatever. Let me know what you think, because like I always say in it, the lore in MK, I'm an MK fanboy first, and then I'm a good player at MK, but I'm a fanboy first, which helps me be a good player at MK, and then all that comes afterwards, right? But let me know what you think, because I like hearing all your theories and whatnot, and all the predictions. But thank you for watching. Obviously, keep an eye on the channel. Check out some of the other videos I've put up this, or maybe check out some of the MK11 videos where I've edited them to be actual Mortal Kombat. It's not about it being Mortal Kombat 11. It's about it being actual Mortal Kombat. So check them out and all. But yeah, nice one, and I'll see you in the next one, innit?